As always, can't thank each and every one of you enough for the support that you give this channel. If you're here, you're contributing to the channel, and I really appreciate it. Well, this is what happens when I try to post something in my community now. I can no longer post the images. I can either write something, but not the image, and it's a glitch. It's not like I received any report or anything. But sadly, sad the secret. Listen, bro, I love you, man, for the support you give this channel and the encouraging comments. It came smashed in the mail. I was really upset. You did a freaking hell of an amazing job. I want everyone to see the beautiful message that he sent me. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Buddha. Man, thank you for the ongoing support and encouragement. And it's thanks to these little moments for me that I can say I've cherished them so much on the channel, and it really means a lot to me when somebody takes the time to connect and, make something from their heart and send it because they appreciate the research. A lot of people show a lot of UFO videos, but not all the UFO videos are credible. You have to have some type of documentation or way that you are actually getting UFOs to be able to have documentation and share the documentation, the live footage that you're capturing. And please know, those just arriving to the channel, I know everyone else knows, it's not just lights that I see on the moon. This is a moving light that illuminates and then dims out as it descends to the surface, but leaves a smoke, which you see in the circle, which I was trying to explain many years ago, that there is an atmosphere on the moon, probably higher than what they say it is. Lear said it. Probably a whole slew of other people said it. I know that for a fact. Now this is an object, a small object that is going towards a cloud-like object. Why would there be a cloud-like object on the moon? And where's the proof that it's on the surface? Well, it's actually illuminating the surface right here in front of our eyes. We don't know what that little object is. We don't know what that big cloud object is, but watch frame by frame as it approaches the cloud, you clearly see an illumination of the entire surface. We don't see structuring because there's a haze or a cloud cover that is very dense. And there are the structures. There's an area that's not hazy, not as hazy as where we were, right? But it's the hazy areas I tend to go to because we can't see the surface. It sounds silly, but in reality, that's where I'm seeing flashes of lights. So whether it's a natural camouflage that was deliberately designed naturally to pass off as just, nature, I don't know. There's a lot of connections here. A lot going on in this image. It's not just a line going to a rectangle. It's not a rectangle necessarily. It's a structure. Different elements of construction on the surface. But again, it's that, dark refraction, again, that you see dark objects and structures. Now, check this out. I put the arrow up there. Did you see that go by? This is something very rarely seen. And myself, in my 4 years and 4 months of research, and here it is now, that wave. I'm going to make it go by several times for you. It's not something I ever see, ever, aside from this given moment and 2 other moments in a total of 4 years and 4 months. It's very rarely seen going by like that. It's not the regular oscillation that occurs. As you can see here, there's it goes by one wave, let's say, or whatever, like, what do you want to call it? It is like a wave, right? It's not as pronounced as the wave that Crow777 showed us in his video, which was the best one I've ever seen, and probably the only one actually I've ever seen. But I was lucky enough to capture it 3 times. It's exactly what it is. It's like a lunar wave. It's what we see very rarely, anyways, on my end, that's for sure. And these UFOs on the surface. UFOs on the surface of the moon. If you're all wondering what we're looking at a magnification into darknesses and hazes where we're seeing lights moving, and I'm slowing down the images and we're analyzing it frame by frame analyzing details. And you know what some of the details are? Smokes and hazes. That's some of the best parts. Lights and illumination. Look at the surface and haze here, scattering as the UFO takes off or teleports itself, what it seems that we're looking at, takes off, teleports itself to another area. The light's still just dimming out, and then you see the illumination of the whole surface. It's incredible seeing this. And look at it disappear. So you're literally looking at a UFO on the surface of the moon disappearing. So look at that. Try to find a shape in that. You're not ever going to. It's maybe not even a shape. It's maybe a frequency, a pulse, a pulsation or something, pulsating itself across the moon. It looks like a machine, that moon. More and more that I look at it. Or maybe it's some type of transportation. But again, what I'm trying to say that it's outside of the regular sightings that MUFON and other associations talk about. It's always the same thing they talk about. We talk about Tic Tacs, or we talk about this and that, or flying saucers. Well, this is a lot more different than flying saucers. We're talking about maybe some type of unknown creature, or some type of unknown biological, unidentified flying object. Just like MJ-12. MJ-12, Majestic, very controversial, even said to be a myth. The FBI had 2 files named MJ-12, but I don't think anyone had access to the files. I don't know. There's talk a lot about the Majestic 12. And why do I talk about it while I'm showing you this is that they talk about a certain UFO, a biological UFO. Very interesting. Majestic 12. What is it? Well, an organization supposedly claimed to be the code name of an alleged secret committee of scientists, military leaders, government officials, formed in 1947 by an executive order by the U.S. President during Harry S. Truman's time in office to facilitate recovery of investigation of alien spacecrafts. So the concept originated in a series of supposedly leaked secret government documents, first circulated by ufologists in 1984. And that's when it all came out. Now, if there's one woman I have to reach, is Linda Moulton Howe. It's going on my 5th year here, and I don't understand how she hasn't heard of my work yet. I actually find it a bit skeptical, a bit sketchy. Sorry, I think it's odd. Claiming to be connected to the United States Air Force Office of Special Investigations, a man named Richard Doley told filmmaker Linda Moulton Howe, who is on YouTube right now if you want to look her up, that MJ-12's story was true and showed Moulton Howe unspecified documents purporting to prove the existence of small gray humanoid aliens originating from the Zeta Reticuli star system that we heard Bob Lazar speak of, the small alien vessels coming from the Zeta Reticuli star system. Another second time that we hear that name come up, same system. Doley reportedly promised to supply Howe with film footage of UFOs and an interview with an alien being, although no footage materialized. I don't know about all of you, but I went to see for myself in ancient Egypt. This has nothing to do with this image, but I've seen helicopters, what looks like helicopters, airplanes, and even flying saucers on in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, right? This is from Nuremberg. It's a news notice printed in Nuremberg describing on April 4th, 1561 in Nuremberg, a mass UFO sighting. Apparently, disks and spheres were said to emerge from large cylinders in the sky. The next big part for me, what I want to see with this disclosure, is the clouds. I want to hear them admit that there are clouds on the horizon in the morning on the moon when the sun rises up, just like here on Earth. And that will definitely help me explain my point as to where I'm trying to tell everybody that the moon has many structures on the surface. One, not easy to see. Why? Because of that haze. There's no two ways about it, and it's probably the only reason. It's so bright. It's so reflective. Yes, refractive. It's that bad. We can't see the surface. But listen, what tools do we have? We have simple tools. Okay, we descend the exposure of the camera. There's no manipulation being done. Whether it be blurry or not, what I'm showing, it doesn't matter. It's showing the truth, right? This UFO that I showed that looks like there's a force field around it or some type of definitely energy field, magnetic field around it that you could clearly see something's not right, okay? I'm looking at this object with no zoom on my infrared camera. It is so close, okay? People want to say that they have UFOs about 100 feet over the house. Well, take a look at this, okay? It's just to say that I was not bending down on my knees, okay, because this object was really close. And next time I see it come that close, I will go up to it. I want to interact with these lights. The feeling I had when I saw this light in the sky, ladies and gentlemen, was overwhelming. I have a passion of finding truth, not a passion to share UFO videos. I have a passion inside that I want everyone, no matter what religion or culture you are, to have the right to see what's on the moon and have your own judgment and opinions. If it wasn't for my amazing community, this channel wouldn't even exist. Thanks a whole bunch, everyone. I really appreciate it. Slow disclosure is in progress. More information will be coming, a lot more.
This is Houston. Say again, please.